Chronicle Software, a provider of low latency trading software to tier one banks, hedge funds, crypto exchanges, etc. We have a range of open source software and also enterprise software. And we can provide a full end-to-end trading solution or any part of the infrastructure the client requires. So I'm the director of sales. We have within my team, have an SDR and a couple of salespeople. So effectively, my role is to grow the revenue at Chronicle through a mixture of once-off purchase, subscription, maintenance. So we have a mix of revenue. We also have a consultancy arm who help our clients to build the solution using our open source or build the solution using our enterprise software. Yeah, I mean, one of the challenges we've always had as a company is to find out who our open source community are. We have approximately 240,000 downloads a month of our various products that are open source. So one of my ambitions, I mean, I've been with Chronicle for 6 years, is to work with that open source community to understand how they use Chronicle open source, but B, understand how we can support that open source community better. Whether that just be in regular communication, whether that be in offering support. So that was one of the holes in our SDR structure. So our other our traditional process was using tools like LinkedIn, outreach tools, and communicating with our clients. But I think where Reo.Dev have come in is to help us fill that gap around the open source community. Obvious was, as I say, to identify the open source. I mean, that is fundamental to us. You know, with 240,000 downloads a month, you know, if we can even start to understand what those are used for, we can at least then start to understand if there's any potential there to work with those clients, or B, just to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So I think that was fundamental. I think working with Reo.Dev, we found you to be very accommodating to our requests. So you've done a lot of bespoke development for us. We're trying to integrate a lot of your software and the information into our HubSpot. So you've been very helpful with doing that, and also very responsive to any requests and requirements that we have. It's getting more that way, especially with some of the work that you're now doing for us around the web and understanding who's going onto our website. It's helping us triangulate prospects. It's helping us to understand where they score. So for our outreach, you know, obviously the key part to us as a business, or to any business, is to find out how often people touch you and where the touch points are. So the more insight we can get into those touch points, which we're working with you guys on, the better. So yeah, it is becoming more and more integrated into our SDR process. The other thing that Reo.Dev has given us, and it's one of the things that we've often wanted to get more insight on as well, is that some of our competitors, one of our products, which I should have mentioned at the start, is a low latency enterprise grade fix engine. And one of the biggest competitors, if not the biggest competitor in the market, is QuickFix, which is an open source fix engine. So Reo.Dev has also allowed us to get insight into the users of QuickFix, so that then we'll be able to target that. Yeah, I think the data you're providing is giving us insight, as I say, into our community, into the competitive community. As you say, it's just sorry, I shouldn't say just developers. It is mainly developers, but that's good, because we're not directly trying to sell to people. We're not using this as a direct sales tool. That's not what we're looking at. what we're looking at is to understand who the community are and reach out to that community so that that community knows who we are, because obviously with a lot of open source, it's just, it's faceless behind it a lot of the time. So if we could put a name and a face to Chronicle for our developers, then at least we can start to build a community with those people. And then, longer term, as I mean, I'm a salesperson, you hope that it develops into a sale, but structurally and fundamentally, it's really just about understanding what people are using our software for, because our software is used, we traditionally target the financial markets, but we know that our open source software is used in payments, it's used in military, it's used in gaming, it's used in toys. So we know that there's a huge variety of uses for our software, and understanding that and how people are using it is a interesting, but also fun. Some of the use cases we see are quite fun, and that makes Peter, our CEO, very happy that he's created this software that is used in such a wide and varied way. I wouldn't recommend it to our competitors. No, I would. I mean, I think it's a great tool. I think it's a great company to work with, and I think we've got a lot of value out of it, and we've really only scratched the surface of what we could do with it. I think we'd still be in the same place of trying to get a handle and an insight into who our open source community is. So, as I say, this has been a challenge since I joined Chronicle in 2018. So I think, and although Reo.Dev doesn't give us the whole, insight into all of our open source, we're starting to scratch the surface. So, what would life be without it? We'd still be blind onto who's using it, and also onto who's using our competitor products.